Hey guys, it's Drew again. Today I wanted to do something completely different. I wanted to show you the process of how I come up and make a display for an amazing piece to be able to show it off within my collection. A piece just like this one. So let's check it out. So as a lot of you guys know, I make all the display cases to house and show off my collection all the way around my room. Many of you, if not all of you, have seen my room tour, and it shows a lot of these different things. Well, recently I was gifted an incredible amount of stuff, including a lot of the magazines that you see behind me here. But one of them was this ad piece, and this ad piece was for the Red Heart dog food cards, which I have the complete set for. And this is just incredible. Ever since I found out that this existed, I've wanted one, and then someone was kind enough to give it to me. So again, Greg, Jack, thank you so much for this gift. And I didn't want to just have it like this and have it sitting up somewhere. I wanted to do something special. I wanted to show it off in a case. So I decided what I had to do was I had to custom make a frame for it. So I normally I've never done this before, but what I did was I actually shot some footage of me making the case for this, and it's kind of, well, amateur at the best, but at least maybe it'll give you a little idea in the process of what I go through. So I'm going to take you out to my shop. I'm going to show you a couple of things and go through the process of how I ended up making a case for this and see what you think at the end. So let's check it all out. So I'm out here in my shop. Here's the Red Heart that we just discussed, and right now it's just currently, there's a piece of cardboard and I've got a plastic wrap around it just taped to kind of hold it taut. So when I make a display case, the hardest thing for me to find and use is plexiglass. So I have scrap plexiglass. I have a pile of it up there. I'm out in my shop right now, and you can kind of see it piled up, but I found a piece that's close, and this is dirty and dusty. It'll clean up nicer, but here's a piece, but right now it's oversized, which is what I need. And so I'll measure it, and then I'll cut the plexiglass to size. So here's the recently cut plexiglass, and as you can see, the advertisement will fit within its borders all the way around. And the reason it's oversized is I'm going to embed it in the wood frame that I'm going to put around it, and that way it'll still show off the advertisement. So now on to find some wood. So here's some of my wood stash that I use for my actual woodworking. I buy everything in slab form, and there's a bunch of slabs that I have and offcuts and little pieces. For you woodworkers, that is all my walnut, and it's like the gold standard in woodworking. But anyway, one of the things I do is I actually have all of these up in my rafters, and what those are is there's a local cabinet shop, high-end cabinet shop in town that I'm friends with the owners of, and those are like the strip pieces off the edge of the side, and they actually just put them out by the road for people to cut up for firewood. So when I see some, I grab them when I can. So over here, this is all maple. Coming up here, the smaller batch here is cherry or mahogany, and then all that is walnut. And I think because I'm going to paint this, I'm going to use some maple. So it doesn't really matter the shading. So I got to get up there on a ladder and kind of figure a few pieces and get them rough cut. But that's what I'm going to go with, is some maple and then paint it black to really highlight the colors within the ads. Okay, so digging through, I found this piece of maple, and as you can see, it's a pretty skinny strip. It's actually rough cut on one side, so I'll just cut that off, get it to dimension. It's actually splintered on one end. So again, this is not, super useful for, for furniture building or anything like that. But you never know when I can find a piece like this. So this is what I'll use. So here's the frame all put together. It's not connected yet, but it's just sort of set up. And as I put the plexiglass on, you can see that it's slightly larger all the way around. And what I've done is, I'll show you with the ad on it too. So this is the way it'll sit inside of it. A little bit of outline, but that's what I want. But as you can see down here, I've already put a pencil line right here. And so if I can get it right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a groove all the way on the inside, which is called a dado, and that will house the plexiglass as it sits inside. So I'm going to line that up on the saw, cut that out, and then I'll come back and show you how it sits inside. So, okay, so I cut the groove in, or the dado, and you can see it just goes all the way through like that. And you can see how the plexiglass now fits inside. And this will fit up in there. This is kind of hard to do one-handed, but and then that'll fit on the back side of it, and that'll be the frames. Okay, as you can see now, it's 3/4 of it. It's nailed in there, and got a little glue. The glue is going to dry. The plexiglass will slide in the top like this. And what I'll do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it as 2 parts. And then once the paint dries, I will actually attach the second part on top and glue it in. So it'll just be the front of the frame, kind of the glass of the frame. And once it's done, the ad will sit in the back, and I'll put a black background on it. And it's basically kind of a faux case. It's not going to really be 100% contained, but it'll look like it. And I'm going to paint it black, so the black will help it pop. And the colors of the ad, and I really think it's going to look out good. So I've painted the frame, and it's actually drying right now. But I started looking at the plexiglass that I had originally cut, and while it is dirty, it's kind of yellowed, and I don't know how to sort of show that without actually cleaning it all up. So what I decided to do was see if I had anything else, and I had this other piece which is still in plastic, so I went ahead and cut it. It's the same size as the other one, and I don't know if you can kind of pick up on the difference in clarity between the older one and the new one. And this still has its its plastic wrap on it, so once I pull it off, it'll be pretty clean. So as I was cleaning up this plexiglass, I noticed a couple other things. There's some scratches on it, which you can see, which really it wouldn't have done really well anyway, so I'm glad I decided to switch. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint this black as well, and I'll use this as the background. It'll give it a little bit of sheen, and it's nice and flat, and I just need something to rest behind the advertisement to kind of give it a backer that I want black. That way, kind of that SGC feel where it's got that black border around, which is really, I really do think it's going to make the yellow and the red and the greens and blues and all the other colors just really pop and just make this advertisement really glow the way I want it to. So this is how it turned out. And I think it turned out absolutely fantastic. I love the way the black just really centers and brings the focus within the piece itself. You know, the same usual head, and then the cards with mantle and the others in there. I love this advertisement. I love this piece. I really love how it goes. And in a minute, I'm going to show you exactly my Red Heart set. And this frame actually matches the frame that I made years ago for my Red Heart set. And they go so very well together. I have a spot within this room that's got a brick wall, and this is just a classic feel against that brick wall, that natural brick, showing the two pieces together. So I really had a great time making this. This is, again, a small project, and I just want to say I'm not a professional woodworker. You know, there was safety steps involved, everything you did see. I did have safety glasses on at all times. I never did anything that was risky in any way. I've done this for years. If you do want to make stuff, please be careful. Know what you're doing. Take your time to really learn how to use the tool properly. And it's not about making a film. It's about keeping your fingers and keeping yourself safe. So just a little warning out there. But if you do it, it's really an amazing craft. It's a lot of fun to do. I've had a ton of fun doing it over the years, learning how to do things and just learning how to make a display like this. And this isn't a big deal. It's really nothing more than a picture frame. But when it all comes together, it really highlights the piece of what you're doing and be able to show it off so I can enjoy it, so anybody who ever is in here can see it, and so you guys can enjoy it even if it's through the film. So I appreciate all your time again, and once again, you guys be good.